That we want to see that change for everybody, not just for people with autism, but we want to see all kinds of differences be celebrated, not criticized.
Which
right?
is why we're doing what we're doing, absolutely. And really the cure for bullying is to increase people's awareness and understanding. That's one of our purposes here with this segment. But so that's I think that was probably the most painful thing for me in school.
How about you, Emily? What doesn't work? What have you found that doesn't work in school?
Well, other than bullying, I think being clumped together in a crowd of a herd of sheep, not having my individual needs attended to, because there were certain things I had a bit high anxiety to do, but they said, oh, you have to. Everyone else is doing it. You have to do it anyway, or they wouldn't even give me an option, or even an alternative. And
I'm going to bring up lunch for you and field trips. Two very hard things for you. Lunch was hard because you often ate alone, and you even had people you'd put your books down at a table and you'd come back and somebody would have moved them, and you really ate lunch alone in high school for the most part when you were there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what about field trips?
Well, it was hard because the kids would always go together in groups, but I was always the one left out, so I'd always be stuck with the teachers. Not that the teachers are bad, but I mean, it's kind of but it is kind of embarrassing when it's the kids make fun of you when you're like, they're like, oh, teacher's pet and all that stuff, when it's really not true, and then they make it go on such these hard ones. I've been ones that take me far away places, as far as Florida, and that was one of the hardest struggles of my life, getting away from having to be away from my family and everything.
How old were you when that Florida trip, was that like, you were like 14 or something?
Yeah, I was 14.
14, and on the spectrum, and being told that you absolutely have to go. It was the first time you'd ever been away from your mom, and they basically, and you cried, right?
Yes.
And they basically said, this will be good for you, this will make you a better person, right? And did it?
No.
It didn't, and it still haunts you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, we're talking about the isolation and being made to feel more different than you already feel.
Yeah.
And
definitely towards the end of my high school, they tried to generalize everything, and because first they were trying to have more individual needs met, but then they were saying, no, we're gonna have it set, like the rules set this way, and you have to follow the rules. There's no alternate path, and that's the hardest part I had difficulty with.
Being sort of lumped together and not having your needs met.
Yeah.
Not being seen as an individual with individual needs.
Okay.
And you didn't ask for anything that you didn't need, right? You only wanted help in the areas that you needed help in.
Yeah.
Right. How about you, RC? What's something about school that doesn't work?
Well, a bunch of changes and transitions. The
changes and transitions, and that's so good that you brought that up. Talk a little bit more about that.
Well, it didn't really start until 6th grade, because in elementary school you're just in one class, but it kind of threw me off. The sudden first day of 6th grade, yeah, okay, no more one class.
So up to
Good
6th
luck.
grade, you're in one class, and then all of a sudden you go to a school, and now you're changing classes, changing teachers, and then you were talking about also the block schedules and rotating schedules, and And what makes that so hard? First of all, I never understood
It's
it.
confusing.
It's confusing.
And it throws you off.
And what? It throws you off?
Yeah. That and big classes are, it's not that, for me anyway, it's not the amount of students, it's that the teachers don't really teach much in my experience. They wait until the end of class and give you a bunch of homework.
Okay, so that's not something that you enjoy. You really enjoy the teachers that can really connect with you and teach and have meaning out of the class, and whatever work you have to do should be meaningful. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
go ahead.
First year of middle school, I think I had 4 hours of homework each night, which would have been my school day.
Yep. And was it 4 hours that they actually gave you, or did it take you 4 hours to do it?
No, it was pretty much 4 hours.
Pretty much 4 hours. So that's too much. Not enough time to just have downtime and be a kid.
Homework is another very difficult thing about school for a lot of people as well.
Homework is a necessary evil.
Well,
Homework is a necessary evil?
for right now it is, yeah. I've always felt personally that homework is, I'm sure all of us can relate to this, but others can speak up as they will. Homework is, it takes time away from us being able to be with our families and, as Donna said, to be kids. And it just extends the school day into a realm that the school day should never infringe upon, which is our time at home. And that, you want to talk about setting us up for being more anxious in school, we have to wake up the next morning having not gotten to maybe sit with our families or having fought with our families over getting our homework done, and then go in the next day. And so it's very difficult, the homework aspect.
I can agree with that. We have 2 minutes.
Okay. Well then,
Go ahead, agree with that, and then
yeah, we can wrap it up.
If you're anxious the night before about something and you're having trouble getting your homework done, you're also more anxious the next day because not having the homework done means either getting a detention, getting points taken off your grade, stuff that you really shouldn't have to worry about.
So, Lucas, if you were going to sum up very quickly the pluses, if you had to give us an overview to end with, what would you say?
I would say that I really just hope all of our viewers take to heart all of the things that we've shared from our experiences this segment. And if there are any teachers out there watching, or even if there aren't, hopefully parents will help to relay it as well. But it's our hope that what we've shared today helps those who are responsible for caring for the students, be they parents, teachers, to do the right thing, to give us what we need and to understand what we're going through, and to really just help us make it through school and help make school a positive experience for us.
And although Alex said that homework is a necessary evil, his teachers are very understanding. And when Alex can't do his homework, all Mom has to do is write a little note, and it's accepted. And I really think that that's, because it's not, if a kid does not do its homework on the spectrum, it's because something interfered. It's not because you didn't want to do it as a rule. It's because of the anxiety or being tired, something along those lines. Well, let's hope because of this, school is a better place, right?
Yep.
That's what we're all hoping for? All right.
Right, we're going to wrap it up for today. Thank you all very much for joining us again on Focus on Autism. We look forward to seeing you all next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And join us again.